Alright, what is up, YouTube watchers? As you can see, it is raining Saturday. My only 2 days off, Saturday and Sunday. It's gonna rain today. I think it may stop in a few hours though, but I'm gonna go ahead and start working on this thing right here. I need to get this fuse block off the side right here and go get the run of number 2 gauge welding cable to run into the truck so I can get the positive side ran into the truck and get the wiring done for the system. Basically all I have left is the remote turn on, which I'm just going to run a wire up to the front. I want to have it switched on and off. It's not going to be off the radio because I don't really want it on all the time when the radio comes on. But anyway, let me work on getting this battery out and get this battery plate, all this stuff out of the way, because the hole is underneath where the battery sits. And I hope I brought all the tools right here, because man, it sucks walking back and forth out there. Okay, and as you can see, I got the battery tray out, all the bolts in the right spot, and we're left with a hole here now. And you can see down there where that tape is, that's where I drilled the hole into the cab, which was kind of stupid. I mean, it's a good spot, but on the back side, the HVACA is there, the air box, the AC box, air controls, HVACA, or however you say that. But anyway, directly behind that, there's maybe that much room where I could snake a wire in. But that firewall plug, I don't know how I'm going to get on the backside to reach that nut to screw that thing together. I don't know. I should have thought about that. But it is what it is now. I mean, I've tried to snake my hand, weasel my hand up in there behind it, and it ain't happening on the inside. But anyway, I need to get this thing off and get the wire screwed on to that end right there. The reason that looks so funny, that's not corrosion. That's a whole bunch of silicone. I siliconed the whole outside of that thing, and I siliconed where the wire goes into it. And this is some hard fucking outdoor weatherproof silicone that you use like on houses, siding and stuff. And of course the front here isn't silicone. This is bare metal in the front for the fuse to ground to, or for the fuse to get, to connect to. I just siliconed this opening right here because I could see that's where a lot of corrosion could start. I'm going to do the same on this back side here. I'm going to silicone this whole thing up, leave the outside clean, and just have the fuse here where it can connect to these two surfaces. I want all this to be weather tight and stuff. So now, I didn't bring a screwdriver. I should have some over there. I'll get that fuse block off. And shit, I gotta walk through the rain again. I think the rain has picked back up. Man, this sucks. But anyway, either bring the wire out here. That's probably what I'll do. Or no, I'll take it up there because I need to get the impact. I'm gonna impact that thing on there and get it as tight as possible. And I think hopefully my silicone is still good. It's some GE silicone, but maybe it's not dried out yet, and I'll spritz some of that on there. May let it sit for a while, and then I'll need to run that bulkhead plug on one end of the cable and feed it through the firewall. Like I said, I can snake the power wire through the firewall, but damn. Oh, I forgot. I might need to drill that out larger because that bulkhead plug, I think it's a little bit bigger than that hole I drilled. That hole is a tiny bit bigger than the wire I'm using. So I'm sure I'm going to have to drill it out another like 1/16 or so bigger. But anyway, let me get to that point and I will turn the phone back on. Alright, as you can tell, I'm inside this little shed here. It is still raining outside. I don't know. It's supposed to stop, but it hasn't stopped yet. I don't know. It's getting later in the day. I decided to use something different to seal off these ends right here because I didn't like the way that silicone would just peel off. I should have known that from the start. I mean, But I'm going to try this seal all stuff right here. This stuff dries pretty hard. I mean, I may be an idiot for using this. I don't know how it's going to react to all this right here. But as you can see, I got it coated on there pretty good. I'm just going to let this sit and dry for several hours. And then the other thing that pissed me off is I lost one of these little caps that goes on these ends right here. So whatever happened to that, I don't know. It fell in the fender of the truck or something. I don't know. I didn't see it when it fell off. Can't move the truck right now. It's raining. So I think I'm just going to fill this with, if that seal all works, I'm just going to fill this all with seal all right here and put some more rubber tape over this. And then maybe silicone this bottom and stick it to the inside of the fender. You know, I don't have to be... mainly what I want waterproof is these ends right here, because water will get in there and corrode all that shit. So I want those ends to be watertight. But that's where I'm at now. Now I just gotta wait and let this stuff dry. I guess I can take this firewall plug right here out there and see if the hole I got in the cab is big enough for this to go through. And at least right now I could possibly drill out the cab a little bit bigger. This is the size hole it needs. This pretty much matches the threads pretty good on this part. As you can see, it's like right there. I don't want to make the hole too big, but I'd like it if it was a little bit snug where this had to screw in. So that way the hole is just that much tighter. And I don't know if I'm going to use the O-ring that this came with. As you can see, I took out the O-ring and got it butted up right there. Because that O-ring, it may not want to tighten down properly with that guy. And I bet I could add some type of silicone in between these two bolts here and just push it down into the cab and tighten it down if I could even reach this. God dang, it's raining hard now. I might just have to continue this video tomorrow because I can't do shit when it's raining, walking back and forth. If I was smart, I would have put the truck underneath this carport over here, but no, I didn't. Left it out there. But anyway, that'll be the next thing I do, is just see how big that hole is in the firewall and try to get this thing mounted. Because I can get this thing mounted, unscrew this outer end right here, and just run the wire through it. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Like I said, this is number 2. This is number 2 welding cable. This should be good enough. Even if I wanted to step up to a 2000.1, I think this wire will be good enough. I mean, man, it's a number 2, just 2 away from an aught gauge. It should be good enough, but I think a 1500.1 will be good. I think I'm gonna go with the Scar EVL 15 or EVL 18. They're still reasonably priced. They have about the right amount of the right power range, which I'm shooting for. I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos, people that use the EVL 18s. They seem to bang pretty good. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. So I've seen people use anywhere from a 1500.1 to a 2500.1 on an EVL 18. So I think either a 1500.1 or a 2000.1, probably 1500.1. But anyway, that's where I'm at now. I will continue this video when I get something else done or when the rain stops or something. God damn. Okay, so as you can see, I'm out here. I drilled the hole for this bulkhead fitting. Went well, but there's a slight problem. My God, why didn't I figure this out? I don't know if you can see in there, but I am too close to the other panel that it's spot welded to. The side of the hole is perfectly lined up with the other panel, the side panel there. So I won't be able to get a bolt on the inside of this. It's like perfectly lined up. What I'm wondering if I could just put some good silicone around this and it will thread into this hole right here. It's really tight. Hopefully I don't strip this son of a bitch out, but maybe I can put some silicone around it, thread this thing in there into the firewall, and it will stay in there tight enough. Maybe I won't have a problem. I don't know. I don't know what to do. That makes me so mad. I should have scooted the hole. Even if I'd scooted the hole over 1/8 of an inch, it would have been perfect. In fact, if I would have done that, the nut on the inside would have been so close that it probably would have butted up against that side panel, and I wouldn't even need a wrench on the inside. But no, it just had to be just a tiny bit too far this way. So I don't know. I'm going to thread this thing in there, go find some silicone and just thread this damn thing in there. See if it will work, see if it will get half-ass tight and stay tight. And then I got a bunch of scratches around that hole there. It is what it is. God damn, this pisses me off. This makes me want to burn the truck down. But I'm going to clean that up down there real good and just spray a small area, like, I don't know, this big with just black. Just dust some black on the shiny stuff so it don't rust. I mean, this will be under the battery box completely. The battery box comes all the way out, so you'll never see that. But that doesn't mean I want it to just stay like this and get surface rust and then start leaking. I don't even think water will get to it, but still, I want this to be in the freaking firewall. But anyway, let me go see if I can find some silicone and continue to hack this all to pieces. Okay, well, I'm not happy with it, but it's sealed. Yeah, that looks disgusting. I just smooed a whole bunch of this seal all over it, in between the firewall and the plug, the firewall and the bulkhead fitting. All over that thing. I just smoothed a bunch of it on there so it looks really weird. But that stuff should dry pretty hard. Almost like a contact cement. And as you can see, I got all this. It's all tightened down. It's actually pretty solid in there, so I'm happy with that. This stuff does seal up pretty good. It actually bonds to this rubber pretty nice too. Because I went and checked on these little ends right here. And oh yeah, that stuff sealed up nice. It's drying good, but we'll see if it dries and cracks. I don't know. It is what it is. That's sealed up right there. I'm going to go ahead and start getting the fuse block put back in. Eventually, I'm going to just redo all this. I don't know. Or if it works, I'll just keep it like that. It just, man, that looks ugly. But like I said, that will be under the battery box. You'll never see that. And my goal is, I want it to be waterproof, solid. I got the wire ran through the truck. It goes all the way, curves under the back seat, and almost touches the door on the driver's side in the back. So plenty of wire. And of course, I'll need to get under here and route it and bend it back down and in the channels where it needs to go along the floor. But that pretty much wraps up the hot wire going to the back. And let me just get all this shit put back together and get the fuse block put back together over there. And I will come back whenever I have all that stuff put together. Again, man, this did not go well, but it is what it is. And just like that, everything's put back together. I got the fuse block in. This wire right here just goes right by this battery tray. I mean, it's just perfect. It curves right around it, goes up under there, somewhere up under there. You can kind of see it. Well, you can't kind of see it. It's down in there. But pay no attention to what's underneath this. You know, that's perfectly fine. It's all good. All this is good. Everything's tightened down. Everything went back together somewhat good. Good enough. I don't know. Later on, I may get a different fuse block, a brand new one. And the firewall, I don't know. I'm tired of fucking with the firewall. It's good. That stuff will dry up and harden. So I'm going to get the battery put back in here I cleaned this area up with some spray weight glass cleaner. Just kind of wiped all the stuff out of there. I'll go ahead and get the battery put back in, get under the hood. Basically done. So that'll be about it. Okay, and just like that, everything's put back together under the hood. Everything's put back together in here. Needs a really good cleaning because that's the only thing about this light colored interior. You just barely touch it and it's dirty. Man, I wish this thing had a solid black interior or something like my old dually did. Just all black. But that's all back together. I'll just have to get in here with some Sprayway and Dawn dish soap and clean this interior up. All this is back together, all snapped in. Got a little lump right there. I need to adjust where I put this wire, this power cable through. I didn't want to get it too close to any sharp edges, and it's right here. It's on top of the padding underneath, so it's got plenty of cushion and, you know, insulation. And over here, I went ahead and just snapped this one panel back on to complete the truck. I did paint all this stuff black underneath here, underneath there. I just thought it looked a little bit better. That right there, I need to spritz that black. This back wall is getting some sound deadener and eventually the roof. But you can see how long the wires are right here. I mean, they come out almost to the driver's side. Plenty of length. Keep those separated. I need to unhook that wire under the hood. But I mean, it does have a fuse on it, so. But I think right here, I don't know if I talked about this or not. I thought about getting some angle iron and running a strip of angle iron all the way across to maybe stiffen this back panel up. And then off that angle iron, I could have some legs that come down and have like a amp rack built onto it. So I can screw an amp rack onto it. I mean, what am I thinking? Screw an amp onto it right here. But I got to make sure, I'll probably have to do away with this black jute padding right here whenever I do the sound deadening. Because this thing sticks out so much. I mean, behind this, it goes back about that far. So I could really suck an amp in right here. Because the box is going to be right here. So I'd like to have the amp right there. Screw on speaker terminals. I'd like to have it where I can remove this box if necessary. If I ever need to haul something inside the truck, I could just pull the box out. I mean, I don't know how heavy it's going to be, but, you know, pull it out and just have all this room back. Or if for some reason I ever need to put the back seat back in, you know, I ain't going to have seat belts, so I'm going to have to do something about that. But I still got the mounts right here that the seat bolts to. And, you know, it bolts to that mount right there. So the seat could go back in here. You just, you know, not wear seat belts. I don't know. But that seat is staying in here. I got a seat belt for it. It's, you know, I at least have a third seat back here if anything happens. And I guess that's about it. That's the power and ground ran. You know, not very good, but eventually I'll probably redo the power side, but it's together. It's got power. I checked it with the meter. It's all working good. I mean, it'll work for now. It'll work for now, probably for a long time. But eventually I will redo it and make it nicer because I'm not satisfied with the job that I did up there. That, to me, if you ever carry your vehicle and have someone install a system in it and they ran a bulkhead plug and wire through the firewall and it looks like this up here, you better get your money back because that is not a good job up there. Do not use this video as instructional. That is just me trying to get it done real fast. Get this done real fast. Plus, I'm cramped here in this little shop. It's still like misting and sprinkling out there. I mean, it's just nasty. It's just like, it's like almost a heavy patch of fog, but that's like misty rain. Not enough to be, I guess, like a slow sprinkle. But man, it's just, ugh. But anyway, I got the RCAs here. Power and ground there. like I said, the remote turn on, I will run a wire to the front up there and have it on a switch. I'll have it on a switch with the bass knob, have all that stuff together somewhere. Probably put it in this cup holder region area right here, just somewhere where I can easily access it with the hand. But that's further down the road. Anyway, that's this part. The electrical technically done. I will need to run a wire from the battery to the frame, which I'm going to go from the engine to the frame because the negative wire goes from the battery to the front of the block, and I'm just going to run another number 2 gauge from that block, that wire down to the frame, and that should be good enough. I mean, again, I'm only going to push like maybe 1500 watts. It should be okay. That EVL 18, I think, is only rated for like 2000 watts. I mean, it could probably take more, but a 1500 on one EVL 18, I think, would probably do pretty good in here. But I don't know. We will see. The future will tell. But anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to go ahead and get this truck repositioned in here because I got it really close to this truck so I can work on the other side. And it's just going to have to stay nasty for now because, I mean, it is just nasty out here, disgusting. I don't have a fancy shop like other YouTubers, but anyway, we're going to get this thing moved back. I'm done. This is my weekend off. I'm not doing any more work. So I don't know when another video will come out, but thanks for watching. Leave some comments. Tell me how much of a hack I am. And you guys have a great day or night.